Who do we have in front of me?
John Rowan,
And John, where are we standing?
just outside the pottery entrance there
In Arklow.
in Arklow.
And when did you start working here?
1963.
1963. And you walked up this road in 1963, did you?
I did a walk down here, yeah.
Will you show me? Give me a bit of a tour.
Well, I did. Now, as I say, I started as the office boy into a whole new world for me. On that side's the mill, where all the flint and thing was prepared to turn into clay. As I say, I started here in the general office for a small while. It was there, all the general inquiries came in there, money and everything else. This part was the reception. The next one was Joe Cooney's office. And the last one was Mr. Fitzgerald, the cashier. So it went well there.
And where did people go in, Joe? Where is the mill?
In this gate here, the number. I don't know if you can see it now. That's where the nameplate was. And the decorating shop was all on that side. The clay end was all on that side. Down the bottom is the biscuit warehouse, biscuit kiln, or the far side's the glass warehouse. And packing yard was over that side. So that's generally you went around. They made the clay here. Came in as calcine flint, was crushed up and made into clay and slip. Slip is liquid clay to make teapots and things. So that's the general run of it. At that side there was a saucer side and a cup side. And they made big hollowware at the start of it there. And went down. Now shortly after I went, it changed over from sort of handmade was machines to more advanced machines. A lot of people left here to actually went to NET. But kept going anyway, made stuff.
How does it make you feel when you see the place like this now?
That's not good, not good. You know, it was a great place to work. Most people were quite happy here, most of the time, you know. So, as I say, after I finished here, I ended up in the mould making, which is making those things there, see the things on the windows. Just up there. That would be for making a teapot. That's just the bottom. There's two sides of it. You pour plaster of Paris in on that. You fit the two sides together, and that's what you got.
And where the flower bed is here, John, what was here?
That was a weighbridge, you know, which was going well when I started in there. It was a busy spot then, you know, a lot of stuff coming and going. They made an awful lot of wear. But eventually the flat makers and the cup makers used to make 300 dozen a day. In the early 60s, because a lot of the material came from England, if there's big docker strikes, it affected and people would be laid off. Now, the practice at the time was they kept the senior man in the department and the junior. So I was there a good few times, more or less. But one of them I went to work with John French, Now, John French worked in Cairn and Terrells, which is over there where North Hackey is. Wasn't really into pottery. But the first morning I went in to see him, I see his back, and he had a lot of tiles on the floor, and he had his paintbrush and he was flicking them. And you're thinking to yourself, what is that about? Well, obviously he knew what he was doing. But I spent a few weeks with him there making Christmas trees and things. Christmas trees a flat thing now, you know. He's a great man, a very pleasant man to work with. There's Danny Kavanagh and Michael and Dennis O'Connor were his main men there. So, lovely place. He was a gentleman, naturally enough, being a right honourable. So that was just another aside in it, you know.